Welcome back, everybody, to Elder Scrolls Online. This is a quest by quest playthrough, which means that you won't see me doing the grind in the background. You will just see our wonderful character here doing each quest as they come up. We're going to try and keep one quest per episode. I think I did all of the tutorial quests in one go, but never mind. Right now, we're going to do our level 4 rewards. Milara Falcon's Bane. You will notice I do have champion points. This is the champion system. If you've had previous characters, you've leveled them to level 50 and you started earning champion points, the points that they earn will be available to every character across your system. I'm going to actually leave mine unspent for the moment. I may take them together later, but right now they're unspent, so we don't have any champion points in slots, which means they're not benefiting us at all. We're going to go into our skills. Dawn's Wrath. Alright, skill points. I could get Solar Flame. What's that do? Conjure a ball of solar energy to heave at an enemy. Ooh, I like ranged attacks. Restoring light we don't have. What's this? Beacon your inner light. Well, let's have a little bit of healing then. Nothing like a bit of self-healing to go a long way. We'll do that. That's it. What other skill lines do I have? One hand and shield. I can actually improve that by just picking up other weapons and using them. Armor, I have the medium armor skill line. Ditto with this, I can just put on different forms of armor and it'll unlock the other skill lines. They each give us different kinds of bonuses. World, I have soul magic. Ooh, I possibly. Oh, I see. Soul magic. Now I have a little paintbrush here, and I didn't realize this affected my characters across the account. But oh no. Rightio. However, if you have completed the quest, the second era of scribing, you do get a skill. Applies to soul traps, soul splitting. It's a skill style. Oh, I am going to have to explore that a little bit later. Crafting, we've actually managed to pick up provisioning. We can spend skills to improve it. We do want to improve our skills so that we can use better recipes and so that we can make higher level recipes, because we are going to be using those when we go into battle. Alright, did I not claim my rewards for level 4? I did not. We're going to go for Rawhide Guards. We're going to claim that. She's happy with that. We're using Magicka skills, so we're going to improve our Magicka. I have an increase in all my primary stats because I ate that meal and it's still running. I have increased experience for another 30 minutes. I am an ESO Plus member, so I get a 10% increase in experience and archival fortunes, gold, inspiration, and trait research and speed. Let us commit our points. Alrighty. Alright, talk to Norianwe and kick off the next part of this adventure.
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another, you know. This is quite a gift.
Do you plan to use one of the doors as well?
What, me? No, I've got work to do. The Cinderil will want every bit of this place searched and studied. Since I did the discovering, I'll probably end up leading the effort. Adventure abroad sounds all well and good, but my place is here.
Do you really think fate brought me here?
Well, fate's sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, we may never know why you were chosen. But I believe there was intention here. Something, whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower itself, placed you here for a reason.
And Shizel, what brought it here?
Perhaps it followed you to prevent you from reaching your, well, destiny sounds a bit too grandiose. Let's just say to stop you from reaching your potential. Then again, maybe the power of this place brought you here to stop Shizel.
I guess we'll never know.
Probably not. But what's a life without unanswered questions, right? Boring, if you ask me.
Do you think you'll ever unravel the mysteries of this place?
Ha! An elf can hope. Answering that question will probably keep me occupied for the next 100 years. Is the helix connected to the adamantine tower? How does it perceive distant corners of Tamriel? I may never understand it, but I'll do my best.
Any thoughts on where I should go?
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel is stretched out before you. We could start with the political considerations. 3 great alliances vie for control of Cyrodiil. Does the fate of the Pact, Covenant, or Dominion interest you?
Well, it kind of does, seeing as I'm Dominion, aren't I? Let's do Dominion. Or we could do one of the very new things, but let's do Dominion because they're the traditional starting territory. So we would like to travel to Alliance territory.
Excellent. You can visit Strosmakai in Daggerfall Covenant territory, an island called Khenarthi's Roost that the Aldmeri Dominion set its eyes on, or the Ebonheart Pact's domain.
All right. Now, if we were going outside the border, so we're actually going to go to Khenarthi's Roost, but if we were interested in going outside the borders of the 3 great alliances...
I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is the basis of my whole profession, and even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that widens the map a bit.
Where else could I find adventure?
Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my elven kin, the Khajiit of elsewhere, or men of the north and south?
Well, tell me of the men you mentioned.
Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to western Skyrim, a hermitical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood, at the southern tip of Cyrodiil. Imperial remnants rule there.
What's the situation in Blackwood?
Our agents are investigating a handful of strange Daedric structures hidden away in the swamps near Gideon and Leowyn. I honestly couldn't tell you how they got there, but the presence of Daedric anything in Tamriel is always cause for concern.
And what can you tell me about Elsewhere?
According to our spies, the land of the catfolk is in sorry shape. Imperial holdouts sit upon the throne and a rage of dragons spilled out of the halls of Colossus, burning everything in their path. If it's adventure you seek, you'll find it there.
You mentioned elves too. Where can I find them?
If you take the gate to Vardenfell, you can meet the Dark Elves, and maybe even the God King, Vivek. You could also travel south to Somerset Isle, our ancestral home and the primary seat of power for the High Elves.
Is there work to do on Somerset Isle?
Always. Though the natives don't make it easy. High Elves of Somerset don't share the Durrani's pragmatism. They're often too proud to ask for help. But our agents reported some strange activity around the Crystal Tower. It's probably worth a look.
There you go. So there are a number of starting points that you can start in. This is the Westweald. It's the most recently added DLC to the Elder Scrolls Online. And it is where you find that very interesting scrying magic. This is Blackwood, also a DLC. This is Elsewhere, so we know about those. This is High Isle, another DLC. Western Skyrim, ditto. Ooh, an urn. Oh, whoops. Okay. I should stop doing that. The Telvanni Peninsula, which is, I think we start as maybe Vardenfell, Bleak Rock Isle, Strosmakai, and this is where we're going. Khenarthi's Roost. Let's go.
That's Khenarthi's Roost, a Khajiiti isle with emerging ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been flexing their muscles in that part of the Topal Bay. Competing interests could lead to bloodshed. Someone like you could set things right.
All right. We can travel to Khenarthi's Roost and start the Aldmeri Dominion storyline. Actually, we could go around all of these again and have a proper look and see what they do. But we will go to Khenarthi's Roost to start the Aldmeri storyline in the end. Let's have a look and see if she'll tell us a little bit more about each of these. Man, I forgot she did that.
This door leads to Westweald in southwestern Cyrodiil. An area of wealth and prosperity, Westweald faces increasing tension. Between a fringe wood elf cult and the native Colovians, a cataclysmic confrontation approaches. Will you investigate?
Not yet, but that does sound interesting, given that I am a wood elf myself. Over here.
Seems this portal leads to Blackwood, on the southern border of Cyrodiil. I read an intelligence report about a series of high-profile murders with links to the region. Daedric mischief, too. A warrior like you could do some real good there.
So there's the Gates of Oblivion storyline.
This portal leads to elsewhere. The home of the catfolk is well worth visiting, especially in light of recent events. Reports indicate that dragons re-emerged there. Dragons? Hard to believe, but it's true. The Khajiit could definitely use your help.
This is the Season of the Dragon storyline. So what I'm going to try and do with this character is do them in order. So we're going to try and avoid the prologue quests, just do the side quests in each area, but not the prologue quests. And we're going to do the storylines as well for each region and just work our way through.
This door leads to High Isle, in the Sisters Archipelago. Our spies believe leaders of the Great Alliances will gather there for a peace summit. But this will draw conspirators. They could plunge Tamriel into deeper chaos. Unless you stop them.
This is the Legacy of the Bretons storyline.
Western Skyrim, a cold place inhabited by colder people. They may disagree, but those Nords need fresh perspective. A group of vampires have mounted a shadow invasion. I hesitate to think on what they're planning. If anyone can stop them, it's you.
This is the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline. The Telvanni Peninsula.
This door leads to the Telvanni Peninsula in eastern Morrowind. The wizards of House Telvanni are known for secrecy and intrigue, but a shadow looms over all of them. A shadow filled with emerald eyes.
Ooh.
Be cautious, adventurer.
This one starts the Shadow over Morrowind storyline. There is a list online, I forget where to find it now, but there is a list that will tell you which adventures to do, in what order, to follow the development of Elder Scrolls and the storylines that as they were put in. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. This one.
This portal leads to Vardenfell. Fascinating, given that the Dark Elves only recently opened it to outsiders. Our spies indicate there might be something wrong with the Dunmer's God King, Vivek. Anything capable of that is a threat to everyone.
The Divine Conundrum storyline. Bleak Rock.
It appears this one leads to Bleak Rock, a frigid Nord holding, north of Eastmarch. For this gate to choose such a remote location, something important must be taking place there. The gallery is beckoning you to face it. Ready to brave the cold?
This is a starting quest line, the Ebenheart for the Ebenheart Pact. This is Stros Mackay.
Stros Mackay. It's a fascinating island with rich Dwarven and Redguard history. Alas, it's been largely overrun by pirates. If the gallery elected to open a portal to the island, something extraordinary must be occurring there. So, ready to set out.
And that is the Daggerfall Covenant storyline start. So we are going to actually go and start in the Aldmeri Dominion storyline at Khenarthi's Roost.
That's Khenarthi's Roost.
We'll travel.
We submit to your will and call forth the chains of cold.
They're performing a ritual, preparing the way for a dark anchor.
My bad.
It's worse than we thought. The plane melt has begun.
The portal's reach from our side to theirs. That means there is a traitor.
Perhaps it was simply arrogance. Perhaps it was all part of his grand scheme. Who can know the logic of a Daedric prince?
Claims it fulfills a prophecy in those wretched scrolls of his.
Imagine seeing your nemesis succeed where you failed.
Let the way be opened.
I am patient.
Let the will of Moloch Val be denied.
This world will one day be mine.
Ooh. Looks like we've got a little problem to fix. Okay, it's telling me I have unspent champion points. The champion system menu can be launched by pressing equal. So if you have previous characters, like I said in the last episode, and you have champion points to spend, These will give you an advantage in completing your missions, which just means we'll go through the quests a bit quicker. I wasn't going to put them in, but I think what we'll do is we'll just get them done. Alrighty. Sustaining shadows for sneaking, professional upkeep for reducing costs, out of combat movement speed. I kind of like the idea of having that. I'm just going to put those in. If you have a little shiny star like this, it needs to go up into here before that benefit will activate. What have we got here? Gilded fingers, gold gained by 2 per stage. Fortune's favor, the amount of gold you find in treasure chests increases. Wanderer. Alright, you do have to, anything with a plus you can activate, anything without a plus you have to actually activate a plus sign for before you can go and get it. So, Breakfall reduces your fall damage taken by 7% per stage. Out of sight reduces the radius you can be detected while sneaking. That is so tempting. Alright, I don't think I usually use this on a character, but I think today we might just do that. Let's fill that one. Now that's a passive effect, that's on all the time. So I don't need to actually put it up in here for it to activate. We're going to go Breakfall. This is another passive effect. Why? Because I keep falling off cliffs, okay? Just so. Fleet Phantom reduces the movement speed penalty of sneak by 5% per stage. I'll think about that one. This one, Soul Reservoir. When you resurrect yourself or another player, you've 33% chance to not consume a soul gem. Also tempting. Wanderer. Let's just make our way shrines as cheap to travel along as we can. I know. Now I can either unlock Fortune's favor. What I can do is I can unlock this by just going to the first bar. Your weapon enchantments have a 10% chance not to consume a charge when activated per stage. That's interesting. What does this give me a chance at? Increases your crafting inspiration gained by 10% per stage. Not bad, this one. Meticulous disassembly. Improves chances of extracting ingredients. That's actually quite tempting. Removes 1,000 gold from your bounty. I'm more interested in what it unlocks. Infamous. Increases the value of fenced items. Blade of Woe. Cut purses art. High quality loot when pickpocketing. Fade away. Wipes 25% of your current heat but not your bounty. Right, I think inspiration result. I'm actually just going to take this to the first stage. Enough to unlock it, not enough to actually activate it. Meticulous disassembly. I do have to equip that for it to be useful. I just have to remember to do it. Master Gatherer reduces the time it takes to harvest by 10% per stage. I like that idea. Increases the quality of items in treasure chests. Yep. Alright. I actually like both of these, so I'm not sure I've got enough points to do it. Let's just unlock this one completely. And you know what, I'm going to unlock that as far as I can get it. I don't think I've got everything there. Alright, so because I want these 3 active, I'm actually just going to pop them in up here because they're the only ones that need to be activated. So those are now active skills. We can confirm that, commit the points with an E. Alt to come out of that. Let's go to Warfare. Alright, there are some guides online that will tell you where they recommend you put your warfare points in order to achieve a particular effect. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, I am going to just increase these to start with. They need to be equipped as well. So let me just, having increased them, will I actually use them? There's a question. Eldritch Insight, 260 Magicka per stage. Well, we're using Magicka skills. That looks like a good one to have. It's passive, so I don't need to worry about it. Alright. Increases your healing done. Salve. Okay, so basically you have to unlock the middle one in order to get anything else. I am wasting my scroll doing this, but that's okay. Oops, escape out of that. Back into equals. Alright. So I'll do Tireless Discipline, 260 stamina per stage. Let's just whack that one in. Another passive. Precision. Right. Crit chance. Let's do that. Right, those are all passives. That's kind of nice. Now, see how it's got a list of things? You just click on it and it will help you. Do I want? Yeah. So I can just unlock the node by putting it up to there. Reduces damage from non-player attacks by 5% per stage. So less 10% damage sounds pretty good. So this is all about reducing the damage. A couple of passives and a couple of actives. Let's see what it unlocked for us. Alright, so it unlocked Duelist 3 buff. Single target attack damage is reduced. Damage over time attacks. You know what, let's we could do that. Then we have up here, increases your crit damage and crit healing done. Alright. I know, I've got to move myself. Piercing. Offensive penetration. Kind of helps you hit stuff better. Force of nature. Every effect your target has. Damage done off balance enemies. Alright. I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to confirm that. I'm going to alt out of here so I don't go back to the main screen. I'm actually just going to work on this. This damage reduction. I think I have to put these up for them to work. Just whack that in there and we'll get this one. So if we're going into a combat heavy environment and we don't want to be hurt, we can do that. Now we have to choose what we want. So endless. Okay, 1300 max stamina is kind of handy. Weapon and spell damage is kind of handy for the moment, and the magic is kind of handy. That's going to boost us quite a lot. Area of effect attacks, single target attacks. I might just lock that one in there as well. Alrighty. R to confirm it, E to commit it, Alt to come out of it to go to the next one. Alrighty. Tumbling is kind of handy. Oh, yep, forgot. Boundless vitality, max health. Let's increase that. So as we get into the harder combats, we're going to have to want to rethink a lot of these. But for now, I'm just going to put these up and we'll get these going. Like I said, there's a lot of recovery is always good. There's a lot of guides out there that will show you how to design a character for a specific purpose. So go and look for those. Sprinter. Hasty, refreshing stride. Let's just bring that up so we can unlock the branches beyond it. Defiance. Yep. A lot of these are very, very handy. Piercing gaze, stealth detection, shield master, reduces the cost of your shield abilities. 5%. Okay, renewing your stamina and renewing your magicka. I am going to boost that. And we'll pop that up there. Okay, any other passives I can pick up? I do use a fair amount of shield bash as well, if you hadn't noticed. Nimble Protector, what's that do? Movement speed while bracing. It's not too bad. Soothing Shield. You know what, I'm just going, oops. Oh well, let's do that then. At the moment, see, basically it doesn't really matter what we put in. Just going to unlock that. Yeah, 5% more resources per stage. That's kind of cool. Alright, and that's where we leave it that. R and E. There's a lot of people can criticize what's gone in there. That's enough for me, though, for the moment. Let's get started on our very first quest. Eagle Strand discovered. In each area, before we start this, I might as well...
You there, wet one. This one needs to speak to you.
You there, wet one. Oh, thanks so much, Razum. Okay. If you hit M for map, there we go. Over here, you have a map completion chart. There are 5 main story quests in this area. There are 2 way shrines we can unlock. There are 9 points of interest to find. There are 5 striking locales. If you have another character that's already found them, they will be ticked off for the purpose of the achievement that's attached to them. But this character will still need to find them to unlock them. And there are 6 sky shards. In the zone guide...
Still in pain?
Why did that come up? Map. Zone guide. Thank you. In the zone guide, you'll find that there are other achievements for the area that you can pick up. So there's fishing achievements. If you click on this, you'll see that it has a list of fish that you can catch and the water zones that you can catch it in. So if you're a completionist, that is what you want to be doing. However, I think that might be enough for this episode. We've set up our champion points. We have made our choice of where to start, and we have explored the area. So if you've enjoyed this episode, so we've explored the map for the area. If you've enjoyed this episode, please hit like. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. And I will catch you later. Take care out there.